Alright, zombie survivalists, James with the Z.E.D here, and we're talking about paper plates. The reason we're talking about paper plates is they make a good target for shooting to hone in your skills a bit to deal with zombies. How so? Standard size paper plates, of which this is, has an inner circle which can be better seen on the one I spray painted gold. This little ring you see here, it goes all the way around, pretty much fits the human skull, the normal sized adult skull, so, which you can't really see on the video right now, but it does work, and with very few exceptions being the outer edge of the circle around here and here, you're going to be hitting the head if you hit within here. And that means pretty much, unless you're shooting at the very bottom, like around here or so, if you're hitting anywhere pretty much above that, you're hitting brain matter. And even down there, you have a good chance of hitting brain matter or the cord if you hit center. And that's what you need to do. You need to destroy the brain matter to eliminate the zombie. Because no matter what, during a zombie outbreak, you're going to encounter a zombie. No matter how much you try not to encounter one, it's going to happen. We're not talking about zombie hunting. Zombie hunting is not what you want to be thinking about. That runs counterproductive to survival. We're talking about survival. And in survival, you have to deal with zombies. It's just a fact of the zombie outbreak. So, the most thought of method is shooting them. So these targets will help you do that. You don't have to make them red or gold. I also tried silver and black here just to give us a little variety. And the straight silver, which as far as using metallics, before actually shooting, because I haven't shot a silver target, I would say is my favorite of the metallics. But we'll see how it actually is. It's very reflective. Now, I took the red and it's painted with a paintbrush into the circle here. Paper plates are they are very inexpensive. You can get a good amount for cheap, which is better than a lot of targets out there. Even if you print your own targets from the internet, printer ink can get costly if you're printing out target after target after target. A few things I suggest doing is investing in some binoculars for when you target shooting. That way you don't have to constantly reel the target in if you have that capability at your range, or walk out when the range master gives you the opportunity to. You can just use your binoculars. Now, with that being said, paints are the easiest way to do this, but you can do it with markers, you can do it with highlighters, you can even do it with just pen or pencil, shading it in, or just scribbling in, like just scribbling the rough shape of a circle. You can take stickers, put them in the center or whatever. You can even leave it as blank paper plates, it doesn't matter. The reason I painted it is just to give our eyes something to hone in on, to vary it up a little bit from shooting at a blank paper plate. But this inner circle is very nice for representing the rough size of the human head, because you can put it at range and see really how tiny it is. And if you're going to go at longer ranges with this, I would suggest doing something like I did here with the red to make it easier to see at range. That way you can see just how small the human head can get at long ranges. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this because they are just paper plates. The concept is very easy. You get some, you paint them up and do whatever you're going to do to them. If anything, then you hang them from the target holder or wherever you may be shooting them, and you shoot them. Not that hard. But I want to touch a brief moment on grouping. Grouping is important. You want to be able to get consistent grouping, and if that's something you're having trouble with, this may be able to help you as well. The reason you want consistent grouping is to make you a consistent shooter. And remember, we're not shooting for a tournament here. This is not a competition. The zombies are not going to scoff at you if you don't get them right between the eyes, for example. As long as you destroy the brain matter, it doesn't matter if you clip them in their eye socket, if you got them in the nose, or if you got them on the top of the scalp area. It doesn't matter as long as you get them. So don't worry about going dead center. Yes, I like accurate shooting. I would love to be able to go dead center all the time. It's not necessarily going to be the case. As long as you can be, your grouping is a nice grouping, and as long as you're consistent, even if you're over here most of the time, you can eventually bring yourself in and up. But as long as you're just getting within here consistently, that's what matters, and that's what's going to count in the long run. Remember, nobody's keeping score here. Just because you don't get a bullseye doesn't mean you lose survival. That's not the case. As long as the zombie is down and you're still alive and not bitten and not infected, and nobody else around you is infected, you win. That particular round, at least. So, that's all I wanted to touch on here. Remember, zombie survival is all about having a plan and being prepared, and preparing yourself includes practicing, and this is an example of that. So be prepared, have a plan, and stay safe. Take care.